Let it out. As we're grounding down right now, getting present. Thank you so much for moving in and bringing our circles closer. It just works better for the processes that we do. So if you are new or newer to our center, this is Care Circle Sunday. So welcome. We do this once a month to deepen the practices and the teachings that we've learned over the month. This month we have been wrestling with doubt and what role doubt plays in with faith. And so this week's talk, it's going to look a little familiar if you were here last week, because last week I was only able to scratch the surface. I found it quite profound, what I found in my research of doubt. And so come on in. So we're going to go a little deeper, because we're going to actually take action on this so that we can bring it into our life, our individual life, instead of in theory. So that's what the practice is today. I'm really excited about it. And so before we go any further, just a couple of things. As you noticed, our parking lots, it's a beautiful parking lot. It's just small. So if you've parked behind somebody, we do, in the future, if you didn't leave a card on your windshield, we do have these little papers that you could fill out with your name and phone number. In case you're blocking someone in, we can call you and let you know if you decide to stay around for, beverages and refreshments afterwards. So just know that for the next time, put your name and phone number on your windshield and we can call you. But for now, if you could silence your cell phone, I'm going to do that myself so that we can have uninterrupted time together. All right, so really quick, we have so many great things going on at our center. I'm excited because there's just so many flavors to choose from. So first, we are hosting here I'm going to put this right in front of me so I can see it. It's the 26th celebration of Peace and Diversity concert, sponsored by Run Seal Beach, the Port of Long Beach, the Arts Council for Long Beach, and the Roomba Foundation. They have come together to support this orchestra, this children's orchestra, next Sunday after service. So it starts at 3:15. It's going to be the first silent auction. They have multiple silent auctions and various activities during the afternoon, but the concert itself starts at 4:15. It's a free offering. So this is a fundraiser, so all the silent auctions and activities are ways that they're raising funds for this children's orchestra. But please come, it's here, and we're excited to host this beautiful event. Next Sunday, we are in for a treat. Valerie Day and Carol Ann Perini and April Hannum, who's here? April? They are doing the message next week. Our practitioners on the 5th Sunday of the month are doing the message. And this next Sunday, it's called Music is the Message. And so it's a special experiential service called Music is the Message, inspired by our upcoming monthly theme of being boldly authentic, and that's for June. Through music, meditation, singing bowls, video, and guided reflection, we'll explore authenticity, identity, connection, and self-expression, not just as ideas, but as lived experience. So this service will feature our Pacific Coast music team. Woohoo! Shout out to our music team. Yes, along with their curated musical journey designed to open the heart and invite deeper reflection and embodiment. So don't miss it next Sunday. That will be our Sunday service. And then the following Sunday, this is why I'm so excited. So we're having a special guest. How many of you took Graceology, the Graceology wellness course? Did you love it? Loved it. Well, this is Frank Lewandowski. He is the source for the Graceology. J.J. Meyer and he work closely together in this quantum wellness program that he has created. And so Sunday, June 7th, I will be doing a Q&A with him, learning about this technology that he has created. He is the CEO of Breather May. Now listen to this. This is who we're having here, okay? An innovative wellness technology platform whose work inspired many of the concepts explored in Dr. J.J. Meyer's recent Graceology. Following the Sunday service, we invite you to join us for a special interactive complimentary workshop. It's a 1-hour workshop, The Art of Wellness, From Awareness to Experience, presented by Frank Lewandowski, CEO and founder of Breather May. And let me just tell you about, so Frank has a career spanning over 30 years across life sciences, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, medical devices, and advanced health analytics. He has been instrumental in developing groundbreaking solutions that bridge traditional medicine and bioadaptive health technologies. His expertise has been honed through leadership roles at esteemed global organizations, including DuPont, Merck, Bristol-Myers, Squibb, Johnson & Johnson, and NASA. He has authored over 40 peer-reviewed scientific journal publications and holds 22 U.S. and international patents. So he is coming because he is learning about wellness in a whole new paradigm. A whole new paradigm. So we are so blessed to have him, and so he'll be here. We'll do Q&A during service on June 7th, and then he's going to do a workshop going deeper into his teachings and his technology. So excited about that. Change your thinking, change your life. This is scheduled to start on Tuesday. We do need registrations to happen today for the class to continue. I will tell you that. Otherwise, we'll postpone it. But if it's in your consciousness to take this class, please let me know, because there is the potential that we will have to postpone it. So if you need more information, come see me, and we'll go from there. Okay, remembering that it's a class for membership. And also if you're interested in becoming a practitioner. And then, as if we didn't have enough excitement around here, we are having our first African drumming circle on the 31st, the same day as the concert. So look, you're going to have a day at PCCSL, okay? You're going to go to Sunday service, have a snack, go to the drum circle, and then come to the children's orchestra, okay? Now that sounds like a party. Sounds like a party to me. That's an all-day affair, yes. So our own Des Glover is leading this class for drummers of all ages, of all abilities. New people are welcome, and she will help you find your rhythm in our drumming circle, okay? And then lastly, on the first Saturday of the month, our own Florette leads the Soul Sisters discussion group. This is a beautiful discussion group led by Florette where you can come and share your heart. And this is a safe space to have discussion and just share what's on your heart, and you'll be greatly supported. Did you have a question, Max? Oh, gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right. And I wanted to thank our Chuck, our emeritus practitioner, Chuck Spencer, for leading the beautiful meditation today at 10:20. Thank you, Chuck. So grateful. He's a retired practitioner, but he has had over 20 years of being a practitioner and holding space in this world. So thank you, Chuck. And I think that is it for our announcements. Please check our newsletter or our website to get more information on the whens and the wheres and the hows of the upcoming events. Okay. So if you're new to our center, we practice what's called Care Circle. And the Care Circle is all about putting people before processes, people before projects. You know, when you go to work and you go into a meeting, they don't ask you how you are. We just want to get her done, right? Just get her done. So here we ask, how are you? But you're only allowed to answer in one word. So every circle has a facilitator in your circle. So please, facilitator, raise your hand so your group knows who you are. And so the facilitator will manage the circle and the time. So what we want to do is go around the circle and share what is a word of good, word or two of good that is happening right now in your life. So go ahead and go forth with your word of good around the circle. yes, thank you so much. And then when you are complete, facilitator, just let me know. Okay. Thank you. Are you complete? Okay, very good. And then the second part of our care circle is that we want to acknowledge that everyone may not be in a good space right now. So we want to offer prayer for that. And we do it in a special way. Here we practice science of mind. We have a 5-part prayer, and you'll see it in action here today. And Rachel, our practitioner, she's going to be helping with that prayer here today as we go around and take each group's prayer requests, okay? So if the facilitators are going to go around, and if you feel a heaviness in your heart or hardness of head that you feel might be in the way of you being present here today, please share it, and we will pray for it. We won't say your name. We'll just say what the prayer is for, because we know that a prayer for one is a prayer for all. So please go ahead and go around the circle and just share what is your heaviness of heart or hardness of head right now. Okay, and if you are just a few more minutes, we want to honor your heaviness of heart, and we also want to honor, at the same time, we want to honor the time. So just being as succinct as possible. And facilitators, when you're complete, just let me know. You're okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and you're good? Okay. And so Rachel's going to lead us in prayer.
I'd like to stand back here so I can see everyone and feel everyone, which is most important.
Oh,
It's not,
let's turn it down. Here we go. Oh. It's on now. There we go.
yeah. I'm standing back so I can see and feel all of you. So I know we had a lot of energy that we put out in the very beginning dancing, but I want to bring it down now and ask that you just within yourselves feel yourself seated in your body, that body in this chair, your feet on the floor, knowing that you're connecting through the roots at the bottom of your feet into the earth, into the very center of the earth. And taking a breath from that center of the earth, all the way up through the body, and feeling it move through and out of the center of your head, so that we feel connected and one with that mystery that we call life. We don't know what it is, where it comes from, but we know there is a source. And without knowing anything more about it, we recognize it to be the power and that creative impetus that gives us life, that put us into this physical body and life, and goes with us and continues with us throughout every breath that we take. So this next breath, let's know with consciousness that it is the life force energy within our being. And be absolutely thankful for it, as I know there is one energy, one power, one life, one source, one absolute mystery that contains and surrounds the life that each of us expresses. And that is the only truth that I know, that there is a power for good, because life is the absolute expression of that which is good. And we may call that God, we may call that love, life, creative energy, but I know that it is moving in, through, and around each one of us, as it does through my own being. I am aware of it. I am glad for it. I take it in and know that it is the truest expression of who and what I am and how I show up. And as this moves through me, I call upon all those aspects of this one creative principle. I call in that loving spirit, that creativity. I call in the sense of oneness, the mystery of it, the beauty, the power of it. And I know that everything is given to me, to each one of us, with abundance and with abandon and with freedom and joy. And as I call this in, I want to take a moment to recognize the possible anxiety that may be going here, of this possibly imminent threat of that chemical, those chemical tanks sitting in Los Alamitos, and all those people who may be affected, who may be in fear or upset or not knowing. That's a mystery. And so we call upon the allness of this creative power that surrounds us with good, and we know that no matter what comes, we are taken care of. We are protected. We are loved, that we have a place that we belong. So I open this time up and ask for the affirmations from each circle. I'll start with circle 1, Marjorie.
We affirm the health of a sick pet cat and the sick friend, and also the affirmation of anyone in sickness, that they come forth and express wholeness, the wholeness that is God. And we affirm the courage to overcome the stuff going on in the world, and affirm the honoring of Memorial Day and those who have passed, especially those who have passed to support our country. And that is...
Thank you, Marjorie.
We affirm the health and well-being of those that we love. They live in safety and wellness, in good care. We affirm the well-being of our community, that those that are in the zone of potential chemical catastrophe are safe, have found safe shelter, that the concerns of having to evacuate are eased with the flow and well-being, that everything is unfolding in divine right order. And we know that the presence of love is everywhere, with open hearts and grace and goodness.
Thank you, Jesse.
We know peace in the situation of friends and family members passing away. We know peace in relationships with misunderstandings and communication with friends and family, and knowing that those relationships will continue to grow as they change. And we know safety for all those affected by the chemical catastrophe in Garden Grove, and for parents, for in-laws, for relatives, healing and peace as they face health challenges.
Thank you. Thank you, Ian.
Our group is doing a spiritual, magical, transformational act. We are transforming restlessness into peace, self-criticism into self-acceptance, fear into love, unresolved conflict to being open to infinite possibility, resolve to the highest good of all.
Thank you, Lorraine.
So I know beautiful healing for a relationship of a grandson and granddaughter. And I also know that peace in the Middle East is on its way. I know and see blessings for the city of Garden Grove and for all evacuees. And I see healing for my brother who is going through a health challenge at the moment. And I know that this is all good. It's all God. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Mary. So knowing that God surrounds all of these prayers, all of these fears and anxieties, the sense of aloneness versus togetherness, wholeness, oneness. I surround all with the knowing that there is a force for good in the universe, and that it moves and works through each one of us as we connect with it. It is always present. It never fails. And so with gratefulness and thankfulness, I send these prayers into the action of divine law, knowing that they must be returned in the absolute most perfect way, with beauty, with freedom, with joy, with power, and letting these prayers go where they need to go, and opening to receiving them as they come back to each one of us. I know that this is complete, and with gratitude, I let them be. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, thank you. Trying to get a little bit of air in here, it's just a little stuffy. So we're working on that. If anybody knows how to work those air conditioners, that would be fabulous. Okay, thank you, thank you. So that is our care circle to just brings us all present. We've danced, we've prayed, we've stated our good. So now we're ready to begin. You ready? All right. So just a little bit about how we run the care circles. So we're agreeing here that this is sacred space, and that we're not here to fix anybody. So as we are listening in the care circle, listen from a place of curiosity and holding space for them. And so trying to just speak, when you speak, you're speaking from the I feel, it's been my experience, and we stay away from the shoulds. Bring your best love and attention, practicing non-judgment to the best of your ability, love and acceptance for myself and others, and agreeing to stay present in the now moment of power. I use this as my guide. If it's loving, if it grows, expands, or deepens love, it's the right thing to do. And then from a listening standpoint, who needs to be a better listener in this world? I think all of us, okay? So this is our practice field here. This is the practice zone. So, how do we listen? We stay present to the people who are talking. We nod our head, just showing that we are present. We have soft eye contact. You don't have to have that laser eye contact. You can just have soft eye contact, a gentle smile. You listen the way you want to be listened to. How you want to feel when you're speaking and someone's listening to you. That's how you want to listen. And like I said, this is our practice zone so that we can be better listeners in the world. So, all right, do I have an agreement here? Then that we are creating a safe container, that everything said here is confidential, okay? All right, thank you. So we're honoring our doubt together. So we talked a little bit last week about doubt, and we're going to have some of the slides you'll see will be a little familiar. And what we're talking about is, has it ever been okay to say that you have doubt, especially when you come to, whether you're going to traditional church or a spiritual center, it's just like taboo to talk about that you have doubt because everyone says, have the faith, it's a strong faith. And so that's why I want to talk about it, because it's something that doubt is something that actually builds our faith. It helps us to grow stronger in our faith. And so let's take a look at this, okay? And I talked about this last week, but I want to bring it up because some of you may not have been here last week, that certainty is a closed system. When we are so certain about something that this is the truth of how it is, and it's never changing, and it's always been this way, and I know this to be true, that's a closed system. There's no opening for other ideas, for the grace of God to enter. So when we have faith is an open vessel, if you will, and even doubt is an opening. Doubt is an opening where you can get curious about what's going on underneath. What's going on underneath? So when you start questioning, it's more than just a doubt. It's really a curiosity about what's going on underneath. And that's what we want to look at today. What is actually going on underneath? Science of mind, both faith and doubt are creative. The law responds to whatever we're energizing and in putting our attention on. So it's good to know what we're doubting and what's going on underneath, right? Because then we can see where we're creating from. If it's hidden, then we don't even realize that we're creating from that space. Does that make sense? Okay, very good. So let's return to this quote that we talked about last week. Doubt is not the opposite of faith. It is an element of faith. It's part of faith. So the opposite of faith is certainty. That's closed. Either we're closed with certainty or we're open with doubt. So we have that element of faith. And Paul Tillich, he was a Christian theologist. So, doubt goes across I believe, goes across all faith and beliefs. There's always that moment or moments that we have doubt, and probably more so than we realize. And so it's not just exclusive to science of mind. I think it's across the board in all religious beliefs. And it isn't the enemy either. Sometimes we consider it to be, it's taboo. It's the enemy of faith. Don't have doubt. You're not allowed to have doubt. But yet, let's explore a little bit deeper, because doubt keeps faith living and dynamic. Doubt keeps faith living and dynamic. So we're going to start out. We love to do dyads, and So we're going to start out with a diet. It's a good way to get to know the people in your circle. And there will be times where we will have sharing at the mic, which I'll put up there as well. So everyone should have paper and pen. And we're going to take a look here. We're going to explore not just one doubt, not just two doubts. We're going to just go for it, okay? Let's clear them out. Let's clear them all out. Get them. Let's bring them up to the surface so we can look at them. So turn to someone next to you. Listen without fixing and complete this sentence. One thing I am genuinely unsure about in my spiritual life right now is, and you don't have to write just one thing. If you really want to get some work done today, write as many as you'd like. One thing I am genuinely unsure about in my spiritual life. So share with your partner, and then when you are complete, just switch on your own. If you haven't switched, please switch. Let's bring it to a close. Good, good, good. And let's go ahead and bring that to a close. Bring your shares to a close. I know you start connecting with each other and sounds like okay. Good job. Good, everyone. All right, let's go ahead and bring it to a close here. All right, thank you, thank you. Okay, take a deep breath in, everybody. Let's breathe together. Good. So what came up for you by sharing with someone your doubt? And I'd like a couple of brave souls to come up to the mic. If you don't have to share what you shared, unless you want to, but how did that feel? How do you feel now after sharing that? And just about that whole experience about sharing a doubt. So if I could have two people who would like to share a little bit about that experience, about sharing your doubt with someone, and how that process was. I'll bring it to you. I'll go ahead and bring it to you, Sylvia.
Hello.
Hello.
For me, it was. It's short, but it's also makes you feel very human. Reminds you that you're human, and that I'm not the only one that has doubt about spirituality and what really is out there, or just anything like that. It just makes you feel human. Like I can't look around this room and assume that everybody here has full-on faith in like everything that's being taught, or yeah, so it just makes me feel more human.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you so much. I think you read my next slide. There we go.
Hi, good morning. What's amazing but not amazing, that my partner and I had the same stories. I mean, we both the same background, and it's not an accident that we were partnered together. And I feel good, joyful, and that I know I'm not alone. But that, like me, there are many people here that have our same story.
Thank you.
Or our same experiences.
Yes, thank you. I don't know about you guys. I just got a little teary-eyed. Isn't that feeling of that we're not alone? That feeling of in and of itself is so just reassuring. But we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. I'll do one more quick share from Chuck.
Well, I see doubt as misplaced faith, because when I have doubt, I have to look at the reason for it and determine whether it is a result of having misplaced faith in an outcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Chuck. Practitioner emeritus, speaking his truth. Thank you. Okay, yes. Yes to it all. Thank you all who have shared. And so, I love our first dyads because it kind of cracks the ice a little bit. You get to know each other and get connected. So I love this this slide because it takes a look at our doubts. Does prayer actually work? Who wants to admit that they've even had that question, right? It's like, don't ask that question, And where's the manifestation? And why did I create that, right? And am I just spiritually bypassing, or am I, truly authentically at peace? These are questions that, we are afraid to ask out loud for fear of judgment, or for fear that, what if my faith isn't really faith? That thought, like, oh my goodness. Well, I don't, so all that uncomfortableness about even challenge, it might be challenging what we believe in. We don't like to go there. But yet, how can we have, I would call it blind faith. If we don't go there, then are we just practicing blind faith? Rather than, we are religious scientists, yes? So how do we practice this? We practice by trial, and this worked, and that didn't work, and we put our prayer into the law and see what the outcome is. And so we are practicing faith, are we not? Like, we are actually practicing it in action, rather than following a blind faith because, don't believe it because I told you. Seriously. I believe it because you've experienced it. Believe it because you've lived it, and you've felt it, and you've seen it. I can guide you, but you're ultimately wanting to experience it for yourself as your life. So the doubt really kind of guides us. And, the irony is that we all carry these doubts privately, convinced that everyone's moved beyond them except me. I'm the only one in the room who has this doubt. But we kind of just found out that that's not necessarily true, is it? I find that quite, doesn't that give you like a deep breath? Like, oh, thank God that others are also having these same thoughts. And once we are brave enough to share it, we get that collective exhale. We get to have that collective exhale. Now where do we go? Because it's our common ground. That's our common ground. Doubt is our common ground that we all share. And I want us to see it as common ground rather than common shame. Right? Because can you feel like there might have been a little bit of shame around it before? Like, ooh, I don't want anybody to know this. Shame. I don't want anybody to know this about me. So if we look at it instead as common ground, oh, well, here, okay, we can work with that. I can work with that. And so we don't have to do, this word kind of rubbed me a little bit, but it was called performative spirituality. Did that rub you too? Rubbed me? Yeah. that everything's okay all the time, and that we don't have the space to actually be real, because spirituality looks a certain way. Like spirituality looks like you got to have all the right jewelry and earrings and clothes and say the right terms, and because you're spiritual, and you can't have doubt. Performative, but what if we can just instead let all that go and say, maybe we can have realistic, authentic spirituality, where we get to say, I'm going through this and I have doubt that the other side's going to turn out the way I wanted to. I have been praying and praying and praying, and it's not working. Can we be okay with saying that with each other? Because in the past, I know if I would say that years ago and I was a practitioner, I would bypass that when someone would tell me, and I'd want to fix it. Oh, you're having doubt? Well, let me fix that. I'm going to fix it right now. It's just a temporary lapse in your faith. Well, maybe it's part of your faith. Maybe it's a part of it. So let's go a little bit deeper in there. Joseph Campbell tells us that the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. The cave that we fear to enter holds the treasure that we seek. That is so shadow. It is. We avoid looking at in our spiritual life, what we avoid looking at in our spiritual life is almost always where the real growth awaits. So that's one of the reasons why we avoid doubt, because it takes us into that cave of the unknown. So what doubt have you been pushing down, pushing away? So let's think about, perhaps today, this is something you might want to go into, because that's where I would like us to go, if you're willing to go there. And this is all your practice. This is your practice as to how deep you want to go, what you want to look at, and what you're not ready to look at yet. It's really okay. And this is why I love our care circles, because we get to do this. We get to take it a little bit deeper. All right? So we're going to get your pen and paper out again. And without editing or editing yourself or filtering what comes up. The doubt, this is something you're not going to share, okay? Unless you want to. But this is on your paper, not on the 3x5 card. This is on your paper. The doubt I've been carrying privately is, that's the first part of the question. And the second part is, and underneath that doubt, what I think it might be telling me is, so think about that. The doubt I've been carrying around privately is, and the second part of that is, underneath that doubt, what I think it might be telling me is. Just breathe and see what comes up. You to explore. And like I said, sharing is optional. Try not to edit yourself. Let the doubt speak to you. This is information for you. The doubt I've been carrying privately. And underneath that doubt, what I think it might be telling me is. Yes, yes. Raise your hand if you need a little bit more time. Okay, all right. All right, we'll do about 30 more seconds. Okay. Sure, sorry. Okay. Let's all take a deep breath in here. Just revealing these things to yourself is such a relief as well. And just knowing that every doubt is a messenger. And so we are exploring what is yours trying to tell you. Because doubt is never the whole story. It's the surface. It's the messenger. It's the surface level of your faith. It's pointing you in the direction of your faith. So I'm sure you've heard of this story. I believe it's a Buddhist Zen story where the student is asking the teacher to show me the moon. And so the teacher points to the moon, and the student is looking at the hand. He can't see the moon because he's looking at the teacher's hand, which is pointing to the moon, right? And he's like, no, don't take your attention off the hand and place it on the moon. And that's what doubt is. We're putting our attention on the hand, but the doubt is pointing us to the moon, to our faith. And so I love this slide because it looks like our doubting. Let me see, it has a little bit of action. Let's see if it'll play. There. Yeah. I'm just going to read this to you. It says, faith at its core is not a feeling of certainty. It's an orientation towards something, a leaning, a reaching. It's the posture of a person who believes, even without proof, that something real is on the other side of their reaching. And doubt has the exact same posture. When you doubt the prayer works, you are reaching towards the question of whether it works. When you doubt that you are loved by the universe, you are reaching toward the possibility that you might be loved by the universe. When you doubt that your spiritual practice is doing anything, you are still showing up for the practice, which means some part of you still has faith in your spiritual practices. That reaching, that refusal to let go, that faith is operating inside of the doubt. So that reaching hand, that reaching in the dark with no proof, with full uncertainty, that is not the absence of faith. That is faith in its purest form, undecorated, unperformed, real. Doubt is the hand reaching in the dark. And the infinite, as Science of Mind teaches us, the infinite meets the hand that reaches always, without exception, not because you earned it, not because you've believed in it hard enough, but because reaching is the nature of consciousness, and consciousness is the nature of God. And God cannot help but respond to itself, reaching toward itself. God cannot help to respond, reaching to it. Let me say that again. God cannot help respond to itself, reaching towards itself. It cannot. That is where in lies the faith. That's deep. Cannot help but respond to itself. So let's take a look a little bit more here. Certainty, closed system. When we're certain and we are not open to outside ideas, we are so clear and certain. We are closed. This is where where we're so certain, sometimes we'll go into performative, right? When we're so certain. Cynicism is a little bit more armored. Cynicism is when we have so much doubt we need to protect ourselves. It's a person who maybe has been hurt multiple times, maybe through love, through relationships. But cynicism also requires belief. in order to be disappointed. Believing in love, believing in the potentiality of true love relationships. You have faith in love. So you have faith even though you've been disappointed. And faith and doubt are open system, engaging in the mystery. And the energy of doubt is creative. And we live in different places at different times through this, right? Sometimes we're so certain. I've been there, got myself into trouble a few times, so certain. And then, oh, I was wrong. Oh, so certain. And then cynicism, whenever we're hurt, we sometimes can grow some cynicism within us. And then there's the faith, and when we're in true faith, even within our doubt, that reaching a little bit further for the unknown. So we've all lived there, have we not? Can you see where you dance in between the three? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, all right. So one more key point here. So the doubt is the surface, and underneath the doubt are assumptions. These are assumptions which our faith is built on. Like I said, if you have been hurt, it's because you have faith in love. You cannot doubt something without first making a massive assumption about how it should be or shouldn't be. So therein lies the unknown assumptions, the hidden beliefs about how things should be. It shouldn't be like that. This person shouldn't have left me. Right? That's an assumption we have about love. And does that happen in love? Yes, it does. Do we like it? No, we don't. But it happens. Something you've already decided to be true, before you even know you've decided it. It's a hidden belief. Does that make sense? A hidden belief is happening underneath. And you don't even know it's there. So that's why it's good to explore what are the assumptions that are going on behind the doubts that I have, so that I can see what my hidden beliefs are, because all beliefs and all doubt and all faith is creative. So what are we creating, and where are we creating from? And I'm going to be so bold to say, you can only doubt about something that you care about. Otherwise, you would just be indifferent, like meh, right? So it's when you have doubt, it's because you care about. So it's pointing you in the direction of something that you care about. Think about the doubts that you wrote on your paper. What is it showing you? What do you care about? Is it not? I highly doubt that you wrote something on your paper that you don't care about, right? Yes, so it's also pointing towards what's important to you. You cannot be devastated by the failure of something that you didn't believe in. If you didn't believe in it, it wouldn't devastate you. So that's why looking at the assumptions behind the doubt helps us unravel the doubt and show us what we truly believe in. And that's good news, bad news. Now remember, assumptions are not good or bad, right? They're beliefs that are embedded in us that we picked up along the way. Sometimes we might put good or bad on them, like we'll attach that to them, but if we don't even know we have them, it's really hard to put that judgment on them. So let me regroup where I'm at. Okay, so now we're going to go into assumptions are not good or bad. They are not moral failures. They're just the ground you're standing on. Name them clearly, and you have the power, because you can choose whether to keep standing in those assumptions or not. Okay? All right. And our friend Neville Goddard says, everything is possible to him or her or they or them who believes, and only as we believe can we receive. So that's why we want to look at those assumptions, because they will dig a little bit deeper. Doubt does not cancel your prayer. Doubt. Did you think that it did? I thought that it did. I had thought about it, oh, I can't have doubt because it's going to cancel out my prayer. Doubt does not cancel out your prayer. It just shows you what you're having faith in. Sometimes when we pray, we don't believe what we are saying. It's on the surface because it's on the surface like here. Sometimes we don't pray at first. When I'm sick and I'm telling myself that I'm not sick, but yet my body's feeling sick and I'm telling myself I'm not sick. Do you see the mismatch there? So we have to go deeper into what am I saying? And what am I saying? How do I go deeper? Because I'm not believing it because there's a mismatch. I don't feel good, but yet I'm telling myself I'm not sick. So what's my doubt showing me? The assumptions are, my assumptions, if I'm praying for wellness and I don't feel well, my assumptions are one, that prayer works, right? That's my assumption, that prayer works, that there's a God that I put my prayer out to and it comes back to me. That's an assumption, right? Yes. And that if I'm praying for wellness, then I'm worthy of being well. You see? That's where my faith is. My faith is in prayer. My faith is in the wholeness that I know myself to be. So it's pointing us in the direction. We're going to practice this because it's a lot. Okay? And so that's what healing prayer. If we're not feeling it at the beginning, let's look at the assumptions underneath. What am I assuming? I'm assuming that prayer works, of course. Okay? So let's go a little bit deeper into this so we can practice it, so we can practice at getting good at finding the assumptions underneath our doubt so we can see what we really believe in, okay? Let's do this. All right, so we're going to take your 3x5 card, and you're going to write a spiritual doubt on this card. Don't put your name on it. This is going to be anonymous. We're going to practice here. Write one of your spiritual doubts. It could be one that you've already written down. It could be one that it's coming up just as a part of this conversation. So put your spiritual doubt on the 3x5 card, and then a spiritual doubt, like.
Just give a couple examples.
Yeah, spiritual doubt, like, right. It could be the prayer. Does prayer work? Is there really such a thing as the law? What is the law? I don't even know what that is, and does it work? If prayer works, why is there so much suffering in the world? Things, small queries like that. So something that you're not so sure of, that you've really never shared out loud or put it down on paper. And if you can't think of a spiritual doubt, then put a doubt that you've been wrestling with. Once again, don't put your name on it. We're just going to use these as practice. Once everyone's finished, yes, I'll have you pass it to your facilitator. I'll share about one of my spiritual doubts just so you kind of get, because I often think this is like, if God and I are one, then who am I praying to? That's the one I ponder with often. Yes, thank you. Yes, it still makes me think. It just still makes me ponder. Absolutely, Sylvia. Some of our doubts come from our religions of our childhood. When we have conflicts with our childhood religions and our current belief system, that's sometimes where our doubts come from as well, because we still have a little bit of residual belief in our childhood religion, and we have this new thought, and sometimes they clash and create doubt. All right, so once, does everyone have their cards? And we'll go ahead and just put them in here. And thank you. Thank you. Still working on yours? Okay. I'll come back. Thank you, thank you. Okay. And what's really amazing is that all of these doubts that we have here are, I am sure, going on throughout the world, right? That we're not alone. All right. Any more? Did you still working on it? Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you, each group is going to, we'll start with one, because I think these might take a little bit to wrestle with. So you'll pick a card, and your group, you're going to look at the doubt and see if you can find the assumptions behind it. Okay? Work together to see if you can find the assumptions behind the doubt. So like I shared with you, someone who doubts prayer, the assumptions are that that they believe in prayer, that prayer works, that there is a God, right? That we're praying that there's a God. And so those are assumptions. And so when you do that, I want you to write on the other side of the doubt what the assumptions are. Okay? And then, thank you, sir. And then we can see what we come up with, and we'll share what we come up with. So I think we'll probably have time for each group to do one. So go ahead and just pick one. Mm-hmm. There you go. And have a fun discussion about this.
Just going to randomly pick one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you'll write the assumptions on the back. There we go. Uh-huh. And really get curious about this, okay? Okay, yep, no problem. Okay, no problem. All right. Does everybody understand the instructions? So you're going to work on the doubt that you have, see if you can discover some underlying assumptions about it, and have a discussion about it and see what you come up with. And we'll have 5 minutes to do this, okay? 5 minutes to solve the problems of the world, okay? Yes, you can pass it around if you want, or you can read it out loud. And if you notice that you might be struggling with this, that is part of the process, is that struggle, because this is not something we do regularly. We have about 1 more minute. 1 more minute of discussion. All right, please bring your sharing to a close. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to have the facilitators share. Well, you are number one. So what I want you to do is share the doubt and then share the assumptions that your group came up with. You want to go last, Rachel, or you good? Okay, all right.
I love this question. Why does God continue to allow all the chaos and suffering to go on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And what I love about the group, the first thing that came out of them was, what is chaos and suffering as an assumption? And underneath there's an assumption that God controls everything and that we don't have free will to affect it, and that we aren't responsible. So it's all God's fault. And also an assumption in there that chaos and suffering is a bad thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for honoring the doubt that someone brought forward. This is a vulnerable thing, right? Even though it's anonymous, it's still someone's doubt. And so we honor it and cherish it, with softness. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to get the card so I can start with the actual doubt. And there's 3 parts to this one. Believing is a wish due to fear of being. Doubts are normal. We don't know for sure. Doubts are common, being human. Okay? So this one was a lot to try to get our arms around. But we kind of came up with the underlying assumption kind of being reality. What is reality? And also wholeness, and whether or not we're with or separate from wholeness. I don't know why I keep losing the mic, it sounds like. I don't know if anyone else in the group got kind of more from that. Okay, I'm going to pass it.
Okay, what I thought was trying to figure out what's real and what's not real, and then the assumption is guessing on an outcome, and doubt is an unknown.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Lorraine. These are struggles, are they not, to really uncover what's going on underneath?
Our group got a doozy. Is there really a heaven to be reunited with our loved ones? Wow. So bear with me. We're very verbose. Okay, here come the assumptions. Death is an ending. There's a desire to reconnect and have that happen. Is there a hell where we don't want to reunite with people? Okay. Only one way to see or be with a loved one. That you want to be associated with those that you love, that you want to be associated with. Sorry, new sentence. Those loved ones are forever. Are we severed from them? Assumption of not letting go. Assumption there's a place of heaven. Is it somewhere else? Assumption, is there an afterlife? Assumption that you are not connected right now. Looking forward to a reconnection. Assumption, this one's really good. Get ready to laugh. The assumption, you're still futuring your life, even when you're dead. Not living in the now. Assumption, it's all about that doubt. Assumption, be at peace with how it really looks.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I heard a little bit of fixing in that. Just a little bit. All right.
So this one is two-part doubt. The first one is that God exists, and then what God is. And so this lovely group came up with the assumptions behind all of this. The first one is that God might exist. The next thing is something exists. God is everything. God isn't a thing. God might be a process. God is a creative energy force. Is God a noun or a verb? And we decided it's both.
Thank you. Thank you. So, does that help? Yes. Oh, group one, yes.
We're first and we're last. Our question was, does the law work? There's a lot of assumptions there, because what is the law and who is it working for? And so we had a few, is it real enough? Is it real enough to work? And is it due to how we perceive it, what we want the outcome to be? And if it's not giving us exactly what we're wanting, then we're negating it. It's not real. What are some of the others? Marjorie, do you remember? So it's like, is there a principle really? Or is God moving through a way that I don't understand?
One of the assumption is that there is a good or bad, and if it doesn't come out the way I want it, you're going to say it doesn't work.
Yes.
Um,
I like what you said, Rachel, about, I think this is what you said. our experience is the measuring stick for whether it's working
Right.
or not working. And so that's an assumption that our experience is the measuring stick.
Yeah, which is stronger, our idea of it or the thing itself?
Good. Okay. All right. So you can see, can we not? There's a lot going on underneath, is there? Yes. So but what these assumptions are pointing to are the actual beliefs. Like, do you believe in a law? I mean, you're asking the question about the law, so there's a belief in it. If you're actually asking the question about it, you're wrestling with your belief in it. If you're asking if there's a heaven, you're wrestling with your faith in heaven. Is there a heaven? What is it? So you're wrestling with it. So within the doubt is the faith. Does that make sense? So when you're having this doubt, use it. It's so good to just pause and journal and look at what's underneath it, because that's where the beliefs are that are actually doing the creating in your life, rather than the surface prayers that you're not quite believing. Does that make sense? Because when you can go into the truth and then your prayer is grounded in your truth, rather than trying to just bring your, I don't know how to say it. So when you can discover those assumptions underneath, you see what you truly believe in, and then from that place you pray. From that knowingness of a law, I believe in a law because I'm challenging it. So I believe in a law that says yes to my word because I'm challenging it. I'm asking about it. I believe in a God because I'm questioning God. Do you see? And from that place, rather than I hope I feel better, how about I believe in wholeness because God is whole, and I believe in a God who is whole. Then those are the truths from which we prayed. Does that make sense? So we can dance with the surface stuff until we can dig a little bit deeper. So we just look at it because it's the hand that's pointing to what's really important to us. So we look at the doubt because that's pointing to the real beliefs and the real truths that reside within us. Okay. All right. We did a lot today. Yes. Right. You can have both, right? You will have both. You will have both, and that's where the wrestling is. The struggle is with what the unbelief, like this doesn't work, this stuff doesn't work. That unbelief, even that's pointing you to something that you believe in. You know, right? Well, no, actually, it's pointing you to what you believe in. Your lack of faith is pointing directly to faith. So that's why it's good to get curious about it, because now you can really take a look at what's important to you by looking at your doubts. I say yes to that. I say yes to that. So, okay, so let us close. Let us close here. Good work, everyone. Good work. Yes, indeed. Yes, let's give ourselves a hand. Yes. I am open to the mystery. I trust the questions as much as the answers. In my doubt, I find community. In our community, I find truth. I say yes, right? In our doubts, did we not find each other? We found each other in our doubts. Oh, that makes my heart. Yes, go ahead. It's happy. Okay, let us take another collective breath here together. I'm going to close with prayer. Oh, I forgot my homework card. Okay, homework card before I pray. Everybody have their homework card. I did not put it on the slides, so usually I put our homework card on the slide. This is your practice to start dissecting your doubts. On the quote side, it says, every doubt is a messenger. What is yours trying to tell you? And then on the other side, name the messenger. When doubt arises this week, pause before pushing it away. Ask, what am I assuming underneath this? Write it down without judgment. Say it out loud. Share one genuine doubt with someone you trust, not to fix it, just to release it. Did anyone feel any sense of relief in sharing these doubts here today? Did you like, oh my God, I don't have to carry this around any longer? Thank you. Yes. So when you share it in a safe place, so you can call your friend and say, I just need to share this assumption and this doubt with you, and they receive it, you're setting yourself free. And then pray from that bedrock. Find the assumptions underneath your doubt, the thing you believe so deeply. It hurts when you challenge it. When you challenge your faith, oh, that hurts. Pray from that and let that be the ground that you stand on. Let that be the ground you pray on, okay? So this is some powerful work. I would love to hear back from you if you've done any homework, all right? And I always make extras if you want to leave any of these at your local coffee shop or place that you visit. Has our website on it. You can take a few with you and share them with people that you know or don't know. All right, so let's move on to our gift giving. Our ushers today, Deborah, Janet, and Diane, they are our beloved being of service today, and they will be passing the baskets today. And let us read our affirmation, our giving affirmation. We give with open hearts to this community with shared commitment and purpose. As we give, we prosper, cultivating growth, connection, and shared abundance for all. And as the baskets are being passed, there are other ways to give to our community. We are so grateful in all the different ways that you all give to our center, whether it's time, treasure, or talent. We so appreciate it. Can't do it without you. And please know, if you are new or newer, that we do this Care Circle every fourth Sunday of the month. This is our little workshop. Next Sunday is the 5th Sunday. We're having a special, like I said, music is the message. And then we have traditional services the rest of the month. Okay? All right. And as they are, I'm going to put this picture up there. As our closing picture, I'm going to close with a prayer. All right. So we just know right here and right now that the presence of God has and is working in, through, and as each and every one of us. That this presence is always presence, never an absence. And that each and every one of us are one with this divine presence. Just feel that right here and right now, that each and every one of us is one with this divine presence working in, through, and as our life, as life itself. And knowing this to be so, I just know that this time together has been healing and revealing. That as we dig and discover and uncover the truth for each and every one of us, that we become revealed to the wholeness that we already are. We reveal the truth of who we already are, and the joy and the freedom and the power of who we already are. We are continuously revealing that truth to ourselves through this uncovering, digging, and discovering time together. And for that, I am so grateful for the revelation of God as our life. And so thank you for your participation, for your generosity of your time, for the generosity of your heart and your truth. And I release this prayer, letting it go, saying together, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Good job. Good job, everyone.